Welcome to the Legion Outriders podcast, a member of the Radio Free Tattooing Network.
You must unlearn what you have learned.
Your source for the latest Legion news, opinion, and analysis.
You will never find the more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
John Archiquette.
Will somebody get this big walking carpet out of my way?
Matt Turner.
I'm not afraid.
And Joshua Gray.
You will be.
And hey there, everybody. Welcome to the Legion Outriders podcast. You've just got Josh and Matt with you this week. I'm hosting again because John is in Wisconsin doing something. Matt?
I have an off-color joke for that. But,
do you?
No, he's on a work assignment, but he's also getting visit family.
He is up there ice fishing or whatever the hell it is they do in
Walrus
Wisconsin.
Spear hunting.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes, I think that's what they're doing.
So
up there.
A third of our tripod is not with us this week.
And he's the most important leg of the tripod.
Yeah, he's the biggest leg.
He is.
He's the middle tripod section there.
Yes.
So that one.
Yeah, but fear not.
Anyways.
We have a great show lined up for you today.
Despite all that,
we're going to soldier on bravely, and so we'll have our usual Star Wars news segment. We have a kind of a important announcement that a lot of folks have been asking us this question, and we have an answer. Finally.
Is it a good answer?
It's an answer.
Oh, it is an answer.
It is
regardless.
an answer.
Okay.
Yes. We'll talk a little bit about the Nova. The Nova Open just wrapped up last week. We'll take a little bit about some of the winning lists that were run there at the Max Firepower qualifiers. And
for fun next week, we're going to take a look at all the bottom level lists.
Yes, what is absolutely terrible.
They'll probably be about the same.
Yeah, I think the worst list you could possibly take is, and Nick Freeman would probably win first with this list.
Sure.
Because friend of the show, Nick Freeman, is just that good. But, it'd probably be something like Veers and 3 naked stormtroopers and like a 500-point bid. I think that would probably be the worst list that you could possibly take. And that's it.
As long as you place your objectives on your own barricades or something.
Right?
I think that'll...
Barricada.
No.
Yes.
Stop it.
No.
It's too early.
No, it's never too early. So we'll talk a little bit about the Nova lists, and then we'll talk about some unit coming out soon. Had a preview. I guess people are kind of excited for this guy. Yeah, not out yet, but if you like guys that just fall into holes and die, then I guess this is your guy.
What, you're not going to paint him up as Django?
No. You know how I do. I'll have my own little special.
Oh, black and purple.
Yeah. And gray. Don't forget there's some gray in there. And then after that we'll have a little chat, little talk with one of the judges from Gen Con.
Yes. From
the Maximum Firepower tournaments there. So
yep.
So we got a action-packed show lined up for you. So let's get to it. All right, Matt, as we do at the start of every show after our little intro segment, which we just completed, we do Star Wars news.
Are you filling out like a little checkbox?
I am. We have,
Okay.
Yeah, it's
the outline.
Intro, check mark.
Oh,
Star Wars news, check mark.
Okay, well, there's no news, so that's done. Just
there's no
pencil
news.
it
All
out.
right,
No.
hey, all right.
A little bit of news.
Yeah.
A little bit of
I
news.
feel like this is like an HOA meeting. It's like old business, no old business, on to the new business. Let's go.
And then the firebombing.
And then the firebombing.
Nobody likes HOAs. But a few things going out there. The imminent arrival of the Solo Blu-ray is coming out, and we saw via USA Today they showed a deleted scene
really?
that features Han and Kira fleeing through Coruscant on foot after they wreck and all that.
Coruscant or
excuse me, yes.
Corellia.
Yeah. Oh, wow, yeah.
Ooh.
That would have been a hell of a deleted
I'm
scene
like, wait
if
a
they
minute.
were completely on a different planet. I can see why that might have hit the cutting room floor.
I was going to say, it's like, well, apparently I was watching like A Wrinkle in Time, and that's why I thought Solo was so bad.
Well, you're not thinking with portals is the problem. So
apparently not.
But that's pretty cool. Also, as of for 2018, Episode 8 is the best-selling Blu-ray out on the market.
Is it really?
It is. Well, I mean, it's just 2018, but think of everything else that's come out. Has anything been as big as Episode 8?
Yeah.
That's fair.
Black Panther?
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, that's
you
true.
look at
Infinity War just came out. I'm sure that'll probably be it. Yeah.
Deadpool just came out.
Yeah.
I don't put a whole lot of stake in these numbers nowadays.
I mean, it's just sales figures.
Right, but in the streaming age and in the
Yeah,
age
this
where
is
people
just
torrent
Blu-ray,
a bunch of
so-
movies,
right.
You know, it's like
I mean,
I
you
don't
can
think,
watch it on Netflix right now.
Sure,
So,
yeah.
in the
I don't
US
think
anyways.
it's that great of a signifier of how successful a movie is.
I mean,
and
according to the article, they're cleaning up pretty well.
oh
so,
yeah, I don't doubt it. But you know, I just got to channel my inner John here because
you just
he's-
let him be bitter up there in the
Yeah,
Great
yeah,
White
he's bitter
North.
about all things
Let him spend
Last
some
Jedi.
time-
So
yeah.
I've got to make sure that we get the John portion of the show in.
Luckily,
there we go. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay.
Luckily, they don't have internet up in his igloo, so it'll be fine.
He's with us in spirit, folks.
Is that spooky ass ghost in the corner there?
Oh yeah, it is. Don't you know?
Also, Kathleen Kennedy is going to receive the Irving G. Thalberg Memorial Award. I guess it's like an honorary Oscar for people, producers and whatnot, for honoring their achievements. Previous people that have won
I thought that
feature
was for-
like George Lucas.
I thought that was for most directors fired, because she's
Could be.
definitely leading that category too.
Hey, I still say Ron Howard was the right pick. He did awesome. Anyways, but that's about it for news.
about
The
it for
Resistance
news.
trailer's been out for a little bit.
Yeah,
And,
Fireball.
yeah, man, people have been hating on that on the online reviews.
It's
but-
and I think what a lot of folks are maybe not getting
Yeah.
is Clone Wars was definitely not a kids show.
no.
No, Star Wars Rebels, not a kids show, right?
Right, yeah.
Resistance is a kids show.
Yeah.
It's gonna be on Disney.
I
not
think people
Disney
just like to hate
XD.
things right now.
Like it's so you got a bunch of folks that are looking at a show, no kidding, targeted at like 5 to 10-year-olds and making judgments on it, based,
Yeah.
expecting something with more mature content.
We'll see when it comes out what it's like.
Yeah.
I expect that it'll be watchable for most Star Wars fans, but
I plan on
really,
watching it.
I just want to hear more about Favreau's fabulously expensive Star Wars experiment. I'm just waiting for details on that to come out.
Did we also cover that? It's kind of Star Wars news.
What's
but,
that?
At the Star Wars Disney place, alcohol. Like the only place on the Disney park itself, in the cantina there, they're going to sell alcohol. Now you can buy it at California Adventure.
I want to say that's patently not true because
No,
I know I've gotten alcohol
because it was a
before at other
big.
places.
You may have gotten it at like California Adventure across the street.
That's true.
Or the hyper bougie invite only club that they have there. That's like you got to knock
Oh,
3 times.
the
know the secret
Studio
hand.
52 or
right,
whatever
you gotta
it is, yeah.
No, that's a completely different. I think that's a nightclub in New York City, but.
Okay,
maybe.
it's one of those
Anyways.
Door 54 or something.
Yeah. You can get alcohol at those places.
Yeah.
But inside the Disney park proper, with the castle and all of that stuff, you can't get alcohol. So the cantina.
Unless you're in Disney France,
That's not what I mean.
which they give you with their kids'
The
meals. I
one
think.
there in California,
Yeah,
which
okay,
is
okay.
decidedly not France. But in the cantina, because Walt Disney was adamant that alcohol will not be served in this fence, so they're going against that now. Because
Well, hopefully they thought out his corpse to run it past and make sure
Right.
the boss signed off on it.
right, well, his head's in a jar. If you
Here's
watch
what
Robot
Star
Chicken.
Wars is, sir.
So now you can go.
Lucas sounds like a good Christian name. Let's
Yeah.
go with it.
Do you think they'll have blue milk there too?
I'm almost certain they will.
Oh God, I can't wait for blue milk.
I'm hoping it has little chunks or something. I want the green milk, straight from the sea
Freshly
creature's teeth.
squozen.
Yes.
Gross.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But that's about all I had for Star
Yeah,
Wars
okay.
news,
So good. But we have news too.
Yes.
So we have been doing this show for I believe
What is this?
27 shows now.
This is 27.
This is our 27th show, and people keep coming up to us and asking us. I say keep coming up to, like they're physically coming up to us, but
Messaging us on Facebook
we'll get
mostly,
messages on Facebook and emails and stuff like that, and people say, hey, do you guys have a Patreon? And we've always just kind of said, no, not really, but I hear that's changing.
Mostly we wanted to make sure that we were going to be doing this long enough to
Right.
not piss people off. But we've done it this long. It's been, 6 months now?
Yeah, 6 months, just about.
Yeah,
well,
so
April?
no sign
May.
of slowing
No.
down. We haven't.
Yeah, April, March,
yeah.
something like that. Whatever.
The shot collar hasn't done permanent brain damage to Josh yet,
No.
so we're going to keep rolling with
No,
the
it
show.
hasn't.
Or did I say John or Josh?
You said Josh.
Oh, okay, I did.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Maybe,
I know, you
maybe the
missed it.
shot
You
collar
missed
is
it.
doing me some damage.
Yeah, you missed it.
But no, we're very excited. We're rolling out the Patreon, and you can go there to patreon.com/Legion Outriders. I'm sure we'll probably have a bumper and a little link in the show notes. But there's a couple of different levels for people that want to help support the show. The money's going to help to pay for the fees that are involved with creating the podcast. Hopefully, if we get enough, we can start upgrading equipment. Maybe eventually travel, do some conventions, that kind of thing, meetups, those kind of things.
That would be fun.
But the cool thing is we're going to have a members-only Discord server, and that should be set up and good to go. I'm kind of figuring it out as we're going, so if it doesn't fly exactly as it's supposed to straight out of the hangar, I'll fix it quick.
If you've ever listened to this show, we're not experts in anything technology related.
No,
so we're working on that. Hopefully we don't screw that up. But tell what have they won, Johnny?
Okay, so the basic rewards is going to be focusing on we will have. So we got the members only Discord. We're going to have monthly drawings. Actually, John cleared this, and he is very excited. But we're going to have a monthly drawing. Probably do it at the end of the month since this is the beginning. But somebody will be able to pick from available solo figures for Legion. Excuse me.
When you say solo, you mean like
a commander or an operative,
figure
something like that.
Sure.
Something that we can mail to you. But he's going to paint that up per your request and send it off to you, so that'll be cool. We'll also have a drawing for a $25 gift card for Power 9 Games. And also, we're looking at having, for people that, sub for a year, a special patch you can put on your bags or vests or what have you. We'll be hitting
designed.
people up for Q&A sessions. So if anybody ever has a ask the show type question type thing, we'll be hitting people up for that. Also, we'll be letting people know when we're at events and hopefully can do meetups, whether at the store or conventions. LVO, I'm sure, is going to be a big one. All that kind of stuff.
Cool.
But
so
yeah,
how is
plus
that broken
more
out?
as we think about it.
Sure.
So,
and how is that broken out into the tiers? Because Patreon's one of those things that there's different tiers of membership.
Yeah. So the basic one is just your standard $1. Yeah. Hey, thanks for doing a show.
Sure.
And
yeah.
I said that entitles you, if you ever catch us in public, to a high five.
Okay.
So
a crisp high five.
A crisp high five.
Okay. A crisp high five.
And
not some lame just. Meh.
And then the $5 level is basically everything I just mentioned. Then we have that's going to be the Outrider tier, and then the premium tier, if you want to call it that, is the Imperial Outrider. But basically everything you get in the previous one, but you get double entries for all the contests and stuff. But mostly just for people that want to support a little more.
I'm actually amazed that we're doing this. It's
a little spooky.
It is. It's not spooky. I don't know if that's the word I'd used, but when people
like it. It's a good word.
When people message us or email us and be like, "Hey, you got a Patreon?" and they're like, "You want to give us money for doing this?"
I think it's flabbergasting. People are enjoying it.
Yeah.
Like,
enough to just want to give us money. Thank you.
Anyways.
I guess. I mean, and I mean, you're talking to somebody that does broadcasting as a living. I make money doing people give me money to do broadcasting stuff. So for this, that's just kind of like a fun side venture for us have fans that want to contribute,
support what we're doing.
What we're doing.
Yeah.
It just kind of it's an odd feeling. That's all. So thank you. Yeah, we'll
have it up on
grateful.
Facebook here soon. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to hit us up on the Facebook page or message us. But otherwise, shilling period over, I guess. Are we done?
We aren't shilling necessarily, are we?
Fair.
I mean, the thing I'm most looking forward to is the Discord server.
Yeah.
I love interacting with people,
Yeah.
and I love talking to folks, and I'm on the Legion Discord and on Facebook and things like that.
One of the fun
it's
things.
very lonely in there right now. So
it's just me
it's
and
just
you.
me and you.
John doesn't even have Discord, so we got to get him signed up as soon as he gets back from again his igloo. Yeah. But one of the cool things is we'll have a channel set up that me and John and Josh will be chatting about next week's shows, and that basically all of our show chatter will be in there.
Right.
You guys will have access to it. You won't be able to comment in there obviously, but if something, you can always message us directly. But mostly it's for us, and then you can kind of get a peek behind the curtains.
Yeah, and I think that's a really cool thing, just because it gives folks an opportunity to see a little bit behind the curtain of what our show planning process looks like, and our thought processes, and how we come to what we talk about.
15 minutes of flurry of activity before we set to record.
Basically.
Yeah.
It's more than that. Yeah, because we talk all week.
Yeah,
we're talking all week about, did you see this? What's going on with that?
But
know.
I think plans for the future is we plan to have T-shirts offered eventually too.
Right.
So that'll be exciting. So stay tuned for more news.
Yeah. And, we were looking at doing a lot of stuff, we were looking at doing like custom tokens, and we were looking at doing things like alt art cards.
Oh man.
And those things just
Yeah.
became something that we do this as a side thing, right?
Yeah.
We all have day jobs, and some of that stuff.
But who
with
knows? If there's a demand out there, we might look at it in the future.
right? But for now, it just was kind of a bridge too far.
Yeah. Let's start here. And then we'll build.
And we'll build. Because when you're doing alt arts, you've got to source the art and make sure it's not copyrighted. And there's a lot of
Everybody I've talked to from the other shows that do that kind of stuff, it just sounds like a nightmare.
a big hassle, right? Yeah.
yeah.
So if you're wondering why we're not doing that, because there are a lot of game systems and shows that do that kind of stuff. That's really popular over in the X-Wing world, where you get you'll get an alt art card every 2 months, so you get a couple custom tokens every 2 months. That's a hard thing to sustain, so we're trying to keep this a relatively low maintenance for us, but it's a starting point.
Yes.
Well, if we can source art and get that stuff done, we'll definitely do it. But yeah, cool.
All right.
So,
So what's up next?
Up next, checking the list here. Check mark. Let me
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
do a thing here through
Scratch it.
Patreon
Okay.
announcement.
No.
Nova Open.
Nova
just
Open.
wrapped up this past weekend, and we have a lot more people that have earned invites to.
No, 3 more people, right?
Well, no.
Oh, wait,
because-
no.
yeah,
That's right.
Yeah,
So,
the
thing.
the thing.
The thing.
We're not going to go into the thing, but
Not till we get some more info.
not till we get more info, right?
Yeah.
But yeah. So there's a lot of folks from this past weekend that I think there were. I want to say right around 10 total across the 3 days. I think.
Man, I'm feeling better about my odds.
I am too, right? You just gotta show up and not suck. It's that second part that's the hard part.
Yeah. Okay.
right?
Never mind.
Yeah, I know. But we've some folks out there in the community have been good enough to go through and assemble some of those lists and put them out. So if you're wondering, now it's worth noting that. Because of the FFG rules on new releases being out for premiere events, has to be 11 days. Han and Commandos was not legal for Nova Open.
Oh man.
Yeah. So
That would have made me so sad.
so a lot of these lists are really going to sound familiar.
Oh, okay. So probably similar to Gen
So you
Con.
can pretty much imagine what came out there. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff that was winning out there at Gen Con. So the first list we have is the Day 2 winner from John Brader, Veer's Triple Bikes.
Nice.
Now this one has a bit of a twist to it.
What's the twist? What's the twist?
The twist is 2 units of HH-12 Stormtroopers. You don't
Really?
you don't see that rocket launcher come out very often. But yeah, went 3-0. So his list was
awesome.
Veers with commanding presence. So Stormtrooper with the DLT extra dude and concussion grenades. 2 units of those. And then you had 2 units of Stormtroopers with the HH-12 extra dude and impacts. Or impact on one, and then just HH-12 and the Stormtrooper on the other guy. And then you had 1 unit of Snowtroopers, Flamethrower, and the extra guy, no grenades, and then 3 bikes. 3 bikes!
So no 6 snowtrooper lists?
No 6 Stormtrooper list, no Veers and 3 naked Stormtroopers with a 500
point bid. Yeah, okay.
Either. If anybody wants to run that, maybe we'll put a bounty out and say, hey, let us know how you do with this.
I think that'd be a fun day 2. I already qualified yesterday.
Right.
And I just want to feed points to my opponent. Guess what? We're playing Kingmaker today, guys.
Sure, yeah. So that's interesting to see the HH-12 come out into a list.
Yeah.
And looking at kind of the write-up that he did, a lot of the thinking of that is, yes, you have to tap it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not as bad with Veers because you can recover.
You can.
You
He's
can
got the
issue
card,
those 2
yeah.
units to recover it. So you can shoot it two turns in a row if you're in a position to fire. But what John said is that gives him a lot of flexibility because you can either dump it into armor
Yeah.
if somebody brought if somebody brought
Got the ATRTs.
ATRTs.
Great. ATST.
And it sounds like from a lot of the chatter that I've heard that a lot of folks brought laser cannon ATRTs to deal with the ATST dominance that we saw at Gen Con because of the terrain. So
I thought for sure you were going to say T-47, and I got so excited.
Nobody brings T-47s except for you. Yeah. But it's something that has a nice bit of flexibility with ATRTs and ATSTs.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a nice all-purpose.
All-purpose
edition.
Back to the interview we did a couple months ago. Now we're seeing the field evolve and different units hit the board. That their roles are maybe becoming more important. So that anti-armor HH-12.
Right.
Hey, awesome.
But I mean, with Stormtroopers, if you're not taking the DLT, where you're getting 2 red dice attack added to your standard Stormtrooper squad, 3 black dice isn't a bad addition either.
No.
If you're shooting something in cover, granted, there's no, I don't think there's no blast with that, but you're shooting, or is there? I can't remember.
Oh man, it's been so long. Yeah. I think the intro is the last time I ran an HH-12.
I think the last time I put an HH-12 in my list was like the learning games.
I mean, yeah, I don't think it has blast, but it
might.
Definitely.
So don't.
Very rarely can vehicles claim cover, anyways.
Sure,
so.
But if you're shooting it at a Stormtrooper squad, entrenched in cover, it's a good attack there too. So.
Sure.
And 3 bikes is 3 bikes. If you use it really, really well, if you fly them right, they're very effective. I've always gotten use out of 3 units of bikes. I know some people say they die quickly, and that's becoming more and more prevalent with snipers and commandos and Han.
Yeah.
And as more and more people get sharpshooter coming out. But I've always had success with bikes. So
who has sharpshooter that's coming out? Could it be?
Well,
Boba Fett?
Maybe. Who? Boba Fett.
Boba Fett.
Where? So that was the day 2 first place winner. Day 3's first place winner, Matt Dunn. Pretty much your standard Wonder Twins.
Is that his
list.
last name, or was he finished speaking?
No, he was done wrecking that tournament on
okay,
day 3.
There you go.
So Luke Skywalker, Jedi Mind Trick, and Force Push. So no reflexes there, which is an interesting choice. Leia with nothing, no upgrades at all. Got to be very careful saying a naked Leia there, lest everybody get really excited.
Mature content,
right? 3 units of Rebel Troopers with the Z6. And the extra trooper, 1 unit of fleet troopers with
Z6.
the scattergun, and
nice.
then just a normal unit of troopers, it looks like, and then 2 laser cannon ATRTs. So there again, you see the laser cannon ATRTs coming out there as kind of a response to ATST dominance at Gen Con.
Yeah.
So those are your lists. Nothing really.
Yeah, it's kind of sad that we couldn't
right?
see anything with Han or the commandos.
Yeah, but I mean, FFG has their rules.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Because you gotta give folks a chance to play with it and against it, and Tabletop Simulator notwithstanding.
It does what?
Yeah. Right? Yeah, it's like who's this? What's that? Especially for a major tournament like that. So
sure.
It's not really all that surprising to not see it, but. It'll be interesting. What's the next Max Firepower qualifier? I think it's one in Michigan somewhere.
Is there?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
And I know Han and Commandos will definitely be legal.
Oh, yeah. No, it should be legal
depending
now,
on when Boba Fett and Scouts gets out, that might be legal too. But that'll be an interesting scenario to see how things shake out if Han and Commandos are out, but Boba Fett and Scouts are not.
No dates yet, as far as I know, for either of those units. So hopefully soon.
It was supposed to be coming out here within the next week or two, from what I understand. It was coming out, and now it's not because
I did see that we got a reprint announcement for some fleet troopers and things like that.
Stormtroopers, which are needed because
you
need core units to play the game. But yeah, so there's your Nova Open list. So we'll go ahead and scratch that one.
Okay,
off the
check
list.
mark. Yeah.
And now
rubber
we come
stampy.
to the Bounty Hunter, the one you've all been waiting for, Dengar.
Yay!
No, not Dengar. Boba Fett.
Need things disintegrated? Get him integrated. Oh, Robot Chicken.
Are we just doing Robot Chicken now?
Yeah, it's just a
Is that
wealth
what we've
of-
devolved to?
They've come up with all the funny Star Wars.
So the
Troopers?
the preview article for Boba Fett came out last Friday. The day after we recorded.
further preview, yes.
Yeah. Well, because there's an announcement article and then there's the preview article.
Right.
So we're expecting scouts tomorrow for the preview article for them. So more to come on that. Kind of excited to see what proton charges do, but there hadn't really been a whole lot not unspoiled on Boba Fett. But what we did get to see was his one command card that was not spoiled before.
The Z6 jetpack rocket.
Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, boy, that looks...
This is the part you would choke on when you were a child with the Boba Fett toy, in which made it become such a rare collectible. But
Yes.
anyways,
Yes.
it's his 3-pip command card. So during Boba Fett's activation, he gains the following weapon. So it's ranged 3 to 4 only, but it's 3 red dice. Oh, I like that. Blast and Impact 2.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Ouch.
That's freaking fantastic.
And that's, I mean, and that's going to be a weapon that is pretty... That's an all-around weapon. You know, you look at it and you see Impact 2, 3 red dice. Great. That's something that's going to be great for killing armor. But with the blast there, that's going to synergize really, really well.
It loves
with
killing
his,
everything.
What's that?
Indiscriminate. Loves killing everything.
Yeah, which is that's our boy.
Yeah, right?
But you look at Boba Fett and just what he does with his card, with Arsenal 2 being able to, if you've got an enemy commander at range 3 or an enemy unit at range 3, you're getting a 3 red, 2 black, Pierce 1, Sharpshooter 2, Blast,
Yeah.
Impact 2.
And a bag of chips.
There's
Yeah.
a lot going on there with that attack.
I am so excited for him.
I was a little, looking at his attacks. Arsenal 2, wrist rocket range 1 to 2, 2 black, impact 1. The EE3 carbine 2 black, 1 to 3, Pierce 1. Meh, yeah, okay, not bad.
Yeah.
But seeing Han in action with Gunslinger,
Yeah.
and how consistently he was putting damage.
Yes.
Now, granted, there's a big difference between 2 black dice and 2 red dice.
For sure.
But surge to crit here, so you've got that. But Sharpshooter 2. Basically, any attack that Boba Fett is making, you're not getting cover at all.
That's huge.
That is huge. Even with the blast, you're basically not getting any cover. So
Yeah.
he's going to hit stuff pretty consistently, and leaving it up only to dodge tokens and then natural saves. Boy, that's... Whew.
And actually sending him up to go do bounty hunting missions and getting
Right.
extra VPs just sounds so much fun.
Now, the thing with that is he's got to live. Like if he dies, you don't get that victory point.
Yeah. Hopefully, if he's able to accomplish his mission, he's fast and mobile enough that he can get the hell out of Dodge if he's going to draw too much heat.
Right.
But, yeah, you definitely don't want to get too, He's tough with that impervious rule, which is real nice. He does have 5 wounds. So,
which is kind of low,
yeah.
but it's...
I think you really got to watch your activations. Like, you want to lead him on a, further back activation
Right.
for one turn and then, almost back to
do
back
something
if you
and then
can.
get him out of dodge. Right. Yeah. So, yeah, he's got a lot of potential. Speed 3, jump 2. He's going to be worth his points. But now the question becomes, what do you give up? To put him into a list, I was noodling around with Tabletop Admiral earlier this week, and, you're sacrificing bikes and some troops, a core unit somewhere, to get that.
What kind of build were you going for? Were you giving him Hunter? Or?
Yeah, just Hunter.
Just Hunter?
As well. So, only useful against commander units.
What do you think about something like Go to Ground to help protect him a little?
Yeah, you're putting more points on him.
Yeah.
Most of the stuff that's going to be
So
shooting
you're looking
at
about
him,
150, 160, somewhere in there.
most of the stuff that's going to be shooting at him is going to be commander based anyways. So
Makes sense.
you're looking at units that have sharpshooter already.
Mm-hmm.
Snipers are going to be shooting at him. So you're losing.
Oh man, Rebel sniper team's gonna be funny with him. So at least Impervious will help with that a little
Right.
bit.
Yeah. So I think you're really going to be relying more on red dice saves for him than you are for anything else. Now, he does surge on a defensive surge too.
Yep.
So there's really only one die face that's coming up there where you're not getting a save, which is good. But if one or two bad dice rolls with five health, it's bold strategy, Cotton.
Yeah, I just can't wait to get him on the table. I think I've seen people saying that to run him as a flanker type thing, and I definitely think that is the way to go.
Well,
and I'll be trying to play him.
Yeah, if you fly bikes,
flying.
You've got a leg up on running Boba Fett.
Sure.
Because you're gonna have to jump him into cover, shoot, jump him out of cover. You're really gonna have to play the angles with him just to make sure he stays alive.
Well, still hopeful he might come out later this month. I just checked the website, and he's still not listed for a date.
Yeah, and I don't think it's on the boat yet either. I don't know. I
don't know about
that. Can't say for sure. One of the things that I've seen used for him, or suggested to be used for him, is essentially using him as a mobile tar pit.
Yeah, with his ripcord and all that.
Because he has the ability for some of his stuff to be able to, with the flame projector also, the flame projector he can make a ranged attack in melee. So he can, with his arsenal too, he can melee and use the flame projector. With the whipcord, he's able to make attacks while engaged. But plus that keeps him from being attacked, right? If you can engage him into, say, a trooper unit, that trooper unit isn't gonna kill him.
Sure.
I'm sorry. Let me get. He's not gonna kill a trooper unit one shot like Vader will, or like Luke can with Son of Skywalker. So
2 red boot spikes is pretty nice, though.
Right? Yeah, you're gonna do consistent in combat damage,
killing 1 to 2 guys a turn. Yeah,
but that's going to keep him alive because you can't shoot a unit that's engaged. So. Using that as, and then to tie down Han, right?
Yeah.
Who
is not great in melee, I must say.
No, he's not. But also, right, Han relies on being able to shoot people with the gunslinger.
Yes.
So if you can't do that because he's engaged, that also overrides the reckless diversion. If you put it on Han, because
then he's no longer a legal
you have to
target
shoot a unit with a face-up token if you are able. If you're not able to shoot that unit, then you can't. Then you got to shoot something else. So yeah, I mean, I think that strategy is using him as a kind of a mobile tar pit has some viability.
Sure.
So yeah, looks pretty interesting. So
I dig it.
Yeah.
Especially if somebody's got like an ion cannon pointed at your ATST.
Right. Yeah.
It's like, now we fight. Fisticuffs. I cheated. Boot spikes.
Because those are trooper units. And trooper units, it's not a vehicle. You can engage it.
You got how many black dice? Oh, yeah. And that's how we got the dent in his helmet.
Right.
Actually, it's from facing Cad Bane, but whatever.
Oh,
Cadimus Beanimus.
When does he get in the game? Soon.
I mean, when they go back to Clone Wars, there's very good chance that we'll see an operative version of him.
Yeah. So all right. I think that that wraps it up for Mr. the Fett.
I'm excited.
I'm excited too. Yeah.
John is quaking in his igloo. Probably because he's cold, but
probably.
Anyways.
Yeah, he's just trying to stay warm. He's got the little heater packets in his gloves.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it's still summer there, but it's not like he's in Australia.
But it's Minnesota, or I'm sorry, Wisconsin. So it's always cold there, isn't it?
It's a balmy 52 degrees. I don't know. But,
igloos can stay up in 52-degree heat.
Sorry, guys. I guess I just don't know that much. I'm just not that Inuit.
Oh, God.
Yeah, thank you.
No.
So, interview coming up.
Yeah, interview coming up. So we'll go ahead and scratch that one off the list. And so, yeah, interview coming up. And so we're going to take a break, and we're going to get everything set up for our interview. And then we will have Jeremiah Chamberlain with us right after the break. He was one of the judges
at the Maximum Firepower event.
Thank you for. I had a brain fart there.
Yeah,
I don't normally
can smell
do that.
it.
Yeah. Oh, I know. It was pretty bad. So, yeah, Jeremiah Chamberlain will be joining us right after the break. So keep it right here.
Tune in every Wednesday to Radio Free Tatooine, a Star Wars podcast that's better than some and worse than others. Take a trip to a water cooler far, far away as we bring some casual, fun conversation into the Star Wars podcasting community. Hosted by me, Sean, my sister Amy, and John. Radio Free Tatooine. We may not know what we're talking about, but we sure know how to record it. For more, visit RadioFreeTatooine.com, a proud member of the Radio Free Tatooine Podcast Network.
You're listening to the Legion Outriders podcast, a member of the Radio Free Tatooine Network, recorded on location at Power 9 Games. Whether you're looking for the latest releases from Legion, X-Wing, 40K, Magic, or any of our other extensive inventory of board and card games, head to power9games.com and use coupon code OUTRIDER10 to get 10% off your order. Plus, shipping is free on orders over $100. Now, back to the Outriders.
And welcome back, Outriders. Josh and Matt here with you. Glad you could join us. And we're joined by Jeremiah Chamberlain, one of the judges for the TOs for Gen Con 2018. Jeremiah, how's it going, man?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
We're doing really great. Thanks for joining us.
And do you prefer to go by Road Dog?
Yeah, everyone just calls me Road Dog. Even at Gen Con, you'd hear Road Dog.
I think it's a Southern thing.
Yeah, it might be. Yeah, do you hang out in a roadhouse?
When we're on the road working, yeah.
Yeah, nice. All right, that's great. Say hi to Patrick Swayze for me next time you see him.
Pretty sure he left.
Well, yeah, he did.
He's doing Ghost the Revival. So
I'm not very smart.
No.
Anyways, Jeremiah, or Road Dog, sorry. So tell us a little bit about your experiences at Gen Con 18 from a TO's perspective.
Well, as everyone has clearly heard about the terrain, the first thing when I walked in on Thursday was to look at the tables and go, "Oh Lord, what have they done?" I went and talked to the actual TO, who is one of Asmodee's employees, Josh. I was like, "Dude, we got to do something about the tables. Don't touch the tables." Okay. I'm like, I'll wait for the marshal that day. Just to note, was Luke Eddy, one of the developers.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, I'll wait till he gets here. Luke got there, and I was like, Luke, we got to do something about the tables, man. We got to do something. He's like, you go talk to Josh. I'll move some stuff. So we knew how many people we had, so we stole a few pieces, made the tables playable. And I understand everyone out there has been, the tables. It's their first event. They had terrain made. They didn't get it all in, but they still tried to make it. Yeah, so we had to play with what we had. And because it's a official event, they can't just go grab terrain from somebody in the vendor hall. That's not how it works. So we arranged the tables, and overall, once the players got there, a lot of them commented on the tables, but most of the players that were there, they weren't the ones complaining. It was everyone that was seeing pictures taken. The players were like, okay, we got to adjust strategies. Matter of fact, I believe you just interviewed one of the players who was talking about changing up strategies, and that was Nick.
Right. Yeah, we talked to him a couple weeks ago.
So overall, the experience, though, was incredible. I mean, everyone was playing the games, enjoying it. There was competitive spirit, but not the cutthroat competitiveness you see in a lot of premier events and other games.
Well, that's awesome, man. Just to clarify a few points, Josh called you TO when we logged in there, but you were actually the judge for the events. Correct. And Fantasy Flight Games was the one providing the terrain for these events, right?
Right.
Okay. As far as you know, are they the ones also that provided the kit to Nova?
When I saw the pictures from Nova, yeah, it was the exact same terrain.
Okay, exact same terrain. Okay, how did you come to become the judge? Were you expecting to play, or did you have an eye towards judgeship? Did somebody contact you? Did you contact them?
Well, I had originally signed up, got my badge, and I was going to play in the event. I really wanted to
Oh,
play. I talked to one of the guys who's over in picking out judges and volunteers for these events, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm really needing some Legion judges." I'm like, "Hey, man, I'll judge some for you up there, not a problem."
nice.
He was like, "Okay, I'll get back with you." About 2 weeks before Gen Con, he sends me or 3 weeks, he sends me a message. "Hey, I got you on the schedule to judge the maximum firepower." I was like, "Sweet, not a problem. I've got the rules down. I'm good for it." He's like, "All right." So he sends me the schedule a couple days later. I'm scheduled for Thursday, start to finish, Friday, start to finish, Saturday, start to finish, Sunday, start to finish.
Wow.
Well,
So not a lot of opportunity to play during that.
so I guess I'm not playing or walking
Wow.
through the vendor hall or much of anything else.
So did they hook you up for your time then? Since you were obviously you had signed up with the intent to play.
Half price on his badge, I think.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Actually, they paid for the entire badge.
Okay,
They reimburse us for travel, and they pay us when we're judging
Oh.
those type of events.
Oh, good.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
Yeah, that's some of that
Nice.
industry reform we're seeing trickle down, I think. But yeah, you've got some experience doing this kind of thing. I saw that you referenced that you were a press ganger for War Machine for a while.
Yes, press
How long
ganger
did you
for
do
War
that?
Machine. I also did. Also worked heavily in Warhammer back when it was first and second edition as a rogue trader. Whenever I was 20.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you've been doing this for a minute.
Yeah, it's way too long. Way too long if you look around the house.
Gotcha. Any highlights that you'd like to bring up from your experience judging?
The Legion community, outside of the ones that all they want to do is find something to complain about, because every game has it. You can't get away.
Absolutely.
But the players themselves that were at Gen Con were incredible. There were guys who didn't have something, people loaned it out to them. There were people
Love
that
it.
didn't get an award, didn't get a prize, were so close to it. And some of the guys that got multiples gave them away. The
Oh, nice.
Judges usually get promos, but they didn't have enough of a lot of the promos. One of the big prizes I wanted, I'm sure you saw, was the card binder with the Legion emblem on the front.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
They only had enough for the winners of each day. Well, one of the guys got, or top four, one of the guys got two. And when he found out I wasn't getting one, he actually gave me one of them. So the
Dude,
players,
that's awesome.
yeah, the players themselves. The biggest thing for everyone that listens and plays Legion is keep that spirit. Don't go.
Yeah.
We've got to avoid going down the path that other competitive games get into. There's going to be
Mhm.
hiccups. There's going to be bumps right now, especially right now at the beginning when trying to figure out terrain. Some of the rules are still a little wonky. They're working on all that, but don't lose that spirit of we're all one big community.
Yeah. No, that's fantastic, man. That's exactly what I hope for the Legion community.
Tell me a little bit about the experience of judging there from the perspective of it being a new game. I've been to premiere events before for like X-Wing and games like that, and everybody knows the rules. Everybody's got everything down pat, and the judges are just making literal judgment calls where it is, is this ship in arc? Is this touching? Things of that nature. The rules, there's not a lot of rules questions. How many rules questions were you answering there with a fairly new game? Like, we screw the rules up all the time, and
all the time.
we're the media, right?
Yeah.
We're supposed to be up on this kind of stuff, and we're like, oh well, we didn't realize that worked that way. So tell me a little bit about how many rules questions you were answering while you were there.
But are you the media or the fake media?
I mean, yes.
Sure.
Depends on who you ask which day.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that was the biggest thing is I walked in thinking, boy, this is, there's going to be a lot of rules questions. And there were. And as someone that enjoys teaching the game, as a press ganger, I did a lot of outreach trying to bring people in.
Oh, yeah.
So we had a really good mix of people who had been playing Legion since the beginning, who really delved into the rules, and people that there were a few people that it was literally their first game outside of their kitchen table.
I find that inspiring, though.
Yeah,
when people
yeah.
are excited enough about the game, they're like, screw it, I don't know how to play this game, but I know I'll be guaranteed to get some games in if I go to this event.
Yeah, and these
I
aren't
don't care
people
if I
that
do well. Yeah.
Yeah, these aren't people that were local. These are people that came in from out of state just to play all 3 days of the
Nice.
Legion event. And a lot of the questions were, a lot of them were cover. Of course, we expected that. And a lot of them were interactions between abilities. And what I would do is, rather than just walking up and going, yes, that's how it works, I would explain why it works that way. And there were several times when someone would ask a question and I'd be like, yes, that's how it works. Give me a minute. Let me go run and talk to Luke Eddy. I'd run, talk to Luke, make sure I was correct. Most of the time I was. A few times I was wrong. And then I'd run back
That's
over
a hell of
there.
a safety net to have for
Yeah,
rules,
right.
though. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, there's no better safety net. It's like, hey, Mr. Developer, how does this
When you wrote this rule.
Yeah, we did have one where he was like, yes, but I need to look into that because I'm not sure. So even he has to think about,
Wow.
look things up and things like that. The funniest, I will give you this one, though, because it goes along with the judge in a new game. I was trying to run to the vendor hall because if I'm going to go to an event like this, if I take my car, which I did, I plan on driving back with it stuffed to the brim with stuff. I mean, why else would you go to Gen Con? So I took off and ran for lunch, grabbed food, ran into the vendor hall, grabbed some stuff, took my judge's vest off, was coming back in, and Dustin Harvey, who he's a painter, Jack and Brush Studios, he hollered out, Judge, how much time is left? Now, I was running my Apple Watch with the walk meter, Strava going, and I looked at it, and the time on it, and the time that it said the round was in was 17 minutes. So I yelled out, 17 minutes remaining in the round, and walked up to sit down and eat. All of a sudden, Luke walks up, and he goes, how much time did you say? I was like, 17 minutes. And he looks over, and he goes, dude, there's like 35 minutes left. And I was like, oh, crap. So I run back to tell everybody, and if you notice on the Legion Facebook page, every once in a while, you'll see Dustin Harvey crack a joke towards me about 17 minutes. And yeah, that's one of those, I'm never going to live it down. And there will always be 17 minutes left in every round. It doesn't matter.
Every round forever. Yeah.
Exactly.
I think we have a new trope.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic.
Yeah, because Barricada is getting a little stale.
A little
Maybe we
played
need
out.
17 minutes.
Yep, 17 minutes left in the round.
Yeah.
17 minutes left in the round. 35 minutes. 35 minutes. I did not mean 17. Luckily, it didn't affect any of the top games. It affected Dustin because he tried to rush and then realized he didn't have to. But I'm like I said.
How long was the turnaround from the 17 minutes to the correction?
About 3 or 4 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah.
It wasn't like 15 minutes later.
Yeah, no, it wasn't that bad. It was one of those funny moments. You're tired. I mean, I was planning on being
Oh, sure.
I was planning on being there from 10 to 7 every day, but we were running till 10 o'clock at night. So I was getting to the convention hall at 8 in the morning and leaving at 10 at night, and then going and trying to find food. And of course, I'm going to go hang out with some of the Privateer Press guys and some of my buddies. So
Sure.
Usually about 3 hours of sleep, 4 straight days, and judging. Yeah, you're going to make a mistake, and you just have to live with it. It's funny. It's going to be a long-running joke. I know that.
Nice. Well, I think the answer is pretty obvious now, but would you judge again given the opportunity?
Oh, yes. I've already put my name in the hat. Asmodee knows that any big events they need me at, all they have to do is let me know. I was wanting to play more, but I've decided I've just always enjoyed judging and helping promote a community. So from
That's
here
good.
on out,
I mean,
any
community
major
leader it's an important thing, especially for a new game like this, having quality people like yourself able to, field the calls and grow the community.
Exactly. And I'm getting a lot of messages now from people on Facebook saying, hey, how does this work? How does this work? And I don't have a problem with those. It's simple to answer. Sometimes I got to pull my rule book out and look at it. But, I mean, if that's what I need to do to help promote this game and build it up and let it become what we want it to become, then I have no problem doing that.
Awesome. Are you actually planning to travel to any events to play in?
I'm trying to decide if I can make it to Las Vegas Open.
Oh, that'd be awesome, man.
I would like to go out there and actually play. Adepticon, I'm looking more at probably hoping that I end up judging. I may try to make a maximum firepower event. If I don't, I'm just going to hit a bunch of rally points up this year to try to get in case I don't judge the Adepticon, so I have a bid to high command.
Sure.
Cool.
Man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Do you have anything else, Josh, or anything you'd like to address, Road Dogg?
No, I think Road Dogg covered all of it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean that's the biggest thing is like I said, Legion players just remember that we're a community. Don't if it gets to the point where you think you need to chew on someone because of something, then the game's going the wrong way at that point.
Yeah, absolutely fair.
I do have one last question, real quick for you. What was the toughest call you had to make all weekend?
The toughest call was actually it was a question. It was on one of the final tables. I can't remember which day it was, but it was literally do I have line of sight to this guy? And I walked over, and I always ask who are we checking line of sight to and from, and they'll tell me, from here to Luke. And I get down and look at it, and looking at the game state and knowing what scenario they're playing, it's one of those, this is big.
This is the game, right?
Yeah, this could literally be the game. So I got down, I pulled a laser out, tried to shoot it, got down, eyeballed it. It's like, it's one of those, I hate to even say this, dude, but yeah, he can see the tip of Luke's saber. Sorry.
Wow. But at least he got heavy cover.
Yeah, he got heavy cover, but yeah, it's one of those where you hate to call it. And the Rebel player looked at me and you saw his shoulders sag, like, oh.
Yeah.
You don't want Luke being seen by an ATST.
No, I think that's the thing you try to avoid.
Yeah.
Until they come out with the Last Jedi version of Luke.
Yeah. But then is he even there though at that point?
Yeah, well, I mean, who knows? But cool. Well, thanks so much for joining us, Road Dogg. It's really great having you on here, and we'll definitely try to stay in touch. Let us know if you're going to be going to any other events, because it's always great to have somebody who can reach out to talk about what's going on.
Yeah, and if you're coming out to LVO, definitely let us know, because that's where we are.
We're gonna schedule something.
We can have you on the show instead of just over the
We're
internet
going for beers and whatnot.
Well, that too. Yeah.
Okay.
That will be the show.
Yeah, we can have.
We'll do the show from a PT's or something.
Yeah, we can have beers at the show.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah,
it works together. But cool. Thanks again, man. And I really appreciate it.
All right, 17 minutes left. Y'all have a good one.
You too.
Well, Matt, unfortunately, there's not 17 minutes left in the show. There's about 0 minutes left in the show.
Well, maybe just under a minute.
Yeah, but this is the time where I'm going to go ahead and scratch it off on the thing here.
Oh, yeah.
Outro. Yeah, here we go. All right. Yeah, so
that's a full episode.
That is a full episode.
Okay.
We get it. We got it in. We did it. No John. Unfortunately, he's up in his igloo.
Yeah.
But
for those that were waiting on this show, we apologize, but we hopefully it was worth the wait.
Yeah. We were waiting to get that interview in, and I'm really glad we did. It was a really great talk, and
super good guy.
Gave some really nice perspective as to the whole terrain